Guys, Aubrey here. Today I'm doing the Eureka Math Squared Grade 3 Module 2 Topic B. Let's get started. Alright, so each lesson will have two parts, an explanation part where we go over some problems that are similar to the ones that are going to be in the lesson, and then the actual lesson part where we just do the problems that are almost the same as the explanation part. Alright, so this is lesson 8, explanation part. Number 1, read and write the temperature of the water. Alright, so they have a zoomed in photo for us. Okay, so temperature of the water, this is thermometer. This is 50 and this is 60. This is 55, so this is 56. So we're just looking at which tick mark it stops at, which is 56, so it's 56 degrees. Number 2 is color to show a temperature between 3 tens and 4 tens. Then write the temperature. So you can between 3 tens and 4 tens, so between 30 and 40, you can think of a number and just shade and estimate and shade that part in. So they did 32 degrees. And there's more than one answer for that question, obviously. And now number 3, Liz measures the temperature outside. The temperature is shown on the thermometer. Use the thermometer to complete your statement. So temperature is between 40 and 50, so between 4 tens and 5 tens. The temperature is it's closer to 5 tens since it's past the halfway mark between 4 tens and 5 tens. And to the nearest 10, we round that up to 5 tens, so it's closer to 50 than it is to 40. Okay, this is lesson 8. Number 1, read and write the temperature of the juice. So we have 60, 61, 62, 63. So the temperature is 63 degrees. And number 2 says color to show a temperature between 4 tens and 5 tens. So 4 and 5, just do it right here. We can say, we can say 46. So 46 degrees. And you guys could do your own measurement for that too. Alright, and now number 3. Amy measures the temperature of her lizard's tank. The temperature is shown on the thermometer. Use the thermometer to complete each statement. So the temperature is between 80 and 90, so it's between 8 tens and 9 tens. And it's closer to 8 tens since it's below the halfway mark. So to the nearest 10, the temperature is about 80 degrees because we round it down to 80. Okay. Next page. Multiply or divide. Okay. 6 times 2. 3. It's 12. 5 times 4 is 20. 15 divided by 5, 3. And 21 divided by 3, 7. So it's simple multiplication and division. Now we have lesson 9, explanation part. Number 1, use a picture to help you answer parts A through E. So here's our picture. A says how much water is in the container. We read the tick marks. We have 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 milliliters. And which 2 tens is the amount of water between? So it's between 20 and 30, so it's between 2 tens and 3 tens. C is the amount of water less than halfway or more than halfway between the tens. It's more than halfway since it's above the halfway mark, which is 25. And which 10 is the amount of water closer to? It's closer to 30 since it's above the halfway mark. So to the nearest 10 milliliters, we round it up to 30 milliliters. All right, number 2, use the picture to help you answer parts A to C. So here we see it's 71 degrees. Plot and label the temperature on the vertical number line. So this is what we did. It's between 70 and 80, and that'll be right here. So temperature, we're gonna get down to 70 degrees. All right, this is lesson 9. 1, use the picture to help you answer parts A through E. So A, how much water is in the container? We gotta count. So we have 30, the halfway mark's 35, and one more is 36 milliliters. Now, which two tens is the amount of water between? It's between 30 and 40, so it's between 3 tens and 4 tens. C says, is the amount of water less than halfway or more than halfway between the tens? Explain the answer. So it would be more than halfway, since halfway would be 35. Yeah. So we're getting 36 is greater than 35. Now, which 10 is the amount of water closer to? It's closer to 410 since it's past the halfway point. So we round up. So we round up to 40 milliliters. Now, number 2, use the picture to help you answer parts A through C. A, what is the temperature? So here we have 50, 51, 52. It's 52 degrees. B, plot and label the temperature on the vertical number line. All right, so 52 would be right about here. And C, what is the temperature round to the nearest 10 degrees? It would be round down to 50 degrees since it's below the halfway point. So we'd round back down. Okay. Next, number 3. Amy and Liz plant rows of tulips. Liz plants 9 more tulips than Amy. Liz plants 4 rows of 5 tulips. How many tulips does Amy plant? All right, so Liz is 4 rows of 5. That's 4 times 5, which is 20. And that is 9 more than Amy. So to find Amy's, we can do 20 minus 9, which is 11. So that means Amy plants 11 tulips. Okay, number 4. There are 20 books in a bookcase. Each shelf has the same number of books. Ivan removes 3 books from one shelf. That there are 2 books left on that shelf. How many shelves are in the bookcase? All right, so 20 books. Each shelf has the same number. So if Ivan takes away 3 from one shelf, and there are 2 books left on that shelf, that means 3 plus 2 is 5 on each shelf. So then 20 divided by the 5 on each shelf equals 4 shelves in total. So that means there are 4 shelves. Alright. Next, this is lesson 10, explanation part. On each number to the nearest 10, label the tick marks on the number line and plot the number to show your thinking. Alright, so here we have 43. So 43 is between 40 and 50. A halfway mark would be 45. 43 would be under 45, which is under the halfway point, which means we round down to 40. Number 2, Zara wants to round 275 to the nearest 10. Explain to Zara how to find the answer. So 275 to the nearest 10, 275 would be in between 270 and 280. So if a number is halfway between two tens, like it ends with like 275 is the halfway mark, then you'd end up rounding up. So it would round up to 280. And now here, remember. So use the redraw right process to solve the problem. Number 3, an apple costs 1/4, 2 dimes, and 4 pennies. Mia buys an apple with $1. How much change does Mia get? Okay, 1/4, 2 dimes. 1/4 is 25 cents, plus 2 dimes is 20 cents, and plus the 4 pennies. That's 49 cents. She pays with $1. $1 is 100 cents. 100 minus 49 equals 51. So Mia gets 51 cents and change. Alright, lesson 10. Plot each measurement on the number line, round each measurement to the nearest 10 liters. So 44 liters would be around here. So since it's below the halfway point, we round down to 40 liters. Now 86 liters, this is above our halfway mark, so we round up to 90 liters. Now round each number to the nearest 10. Label the tick marks on the number line and plot the number to show your thinking. So 29 has between 20 and 30. And our midpoint is 25. 29 would be right here. So 29 is above the halfway mark, so we round up to 30. Now 129 is in between 120 and 130, and our midpoint is 125. Now 129 is right up here, which is above our halfway point, so we round up to 130. And then number 5, Carla says that 445 rounds to 450. Gabe says that 455 rounds to 450. Who do you agree with? Why? So we agree with Gabe since Carla's doing correctly, because 45, since it's the halfway point, because it ends with a 5, we round up to 450. But 455, it ends with a 5, so we round up to 460. So we agree with Carla since numbers that are halfway, they round up instead of down. Now use the redraw right process to solve the problem. Number 6. Alright, a notebook costs 1/4, 1 nickel, and 2 pennies. James buys a notebook with $1. How much change does James get? So 1/4 is 25 cents plus 1 nickel, that's 5. And then plus 2 pennies. So that's 32. And if James uses $1 is 100 cents. Minus 32 cents, that is 68. So that means James gets 68 cents. Alright, next, this is lesson 11, the explanation part. Alright, number 1, round to the nearest 100, show your thinking on the number line. So 243 has between 200 and 300, and our midpoint would be 250. 243 is right below that. So it's below the halfway mark, which means we round down to 200. All right, and number 2, measure the line. So then you took a ruler, measure the line in 6 inches. And then for centimeters, they just measure it with centimeters and can say that it's about 15 centimeters. Right here, there should be a ruler for you guys. And in case you guys don't have one at home, you can use that ruler to do your work. Alright, lesson 11. Round to the nearest hundred, show your thinking on the number line. 263, that's between 200 and 300. 263 will be about right over here, right above the halfway mark. So then we'd round up to 300. Now 139, that's between 100 and 200. 150 is our halfway mark. 139 is below 150. So we round down to 100. 477 is between 400 and 500. 477 would be right here. So it's above the halfway mark, which means we round up to 500. Number 4, 1,719 has in between 1,700 and 1,800. So 1,719 would be around right here. So we round down to 1,700. Alright, pretty simple, just some simple rounding. Alright, and now number 5. There are 528 jelly beans in a jar. Round the number of jelly beans to the nearest 100. Show your thinking on the number line. So 528 between 500 and 600. 528 would be down here. So that means 528 is below the halfway mark. So we round that down to 500. And number 6, measure the line. Alright, so for inches, the line would be 4 inches. And for centimeters, it's about 10 centimeters. Since it's not past the halfway mark from 10 and 11. So we'd say it's about 10 centimeters. Alright, now we have lesson 12, explanation. Number 1, Ivan finds the tail lengths of different animals. He creates a table to record the lengths of the tails. Complete the table by rounding the length of each tail to the nearest 10. So cat, it's 31, and we round that down to 30. Squirrel, 24. Since it's not past the halfway mark, we round it down to 20. And for 8, it's past 5, so we round that up to 10. Alright, A, use the rounded lengths to estimate how much longer the cat's tail is than the mouse's tail. So the estimation, so it's 30 minus 10, which is 20. So we can estimate that it's 20 centimeters more. Now B, Ivan says that the mouse's tail is 23 centimeters shorter than the cat's tail. Is Ivan's difference reasonable? Explain your answer. So yes, Ivan's difference is reasonable since 23 is close to our estimate of 20. Okay, and now round both measurements to estimate the difference. So we can round that up to 330 minus 110 equals 220. So that's our estimation. And now use the redraw right process to solve. Okay, number 3, a zoo builds a fence for a tiger. How many yards of fencing does the zoo use? So just add it all up to get 540 as the total. Alright, lesson 12. Number 1, Ray weighs 3 vegetables. He creates a table to record the weights. Complete the table by rounding the weight of each vegetable to the nearest 10. So carrot, 64. Since it's below 65, we round that down to 60. 13 is below 15, so we round that down to 10. And 88 is above 85, so we round that up to 90. So now it's saying use our rounded weights to estimate the combined weight of the carrot and hot pepper. So the carrot and the hot pepper, that's 60 plus 10 equals 70. Now B, use the rounded weight to estimate how much more the beet weighs than the hot pepper. The beet weighs 90 minus the hot pepper weight is 10. And that'll give us 80. So 80 is our difference. Okay, now C, Ray says that the beet weighs 75 grams more than the hot pepper. Is Ray's difference reasonable? Explain your answer. Alright, so the beet, 88 minus 13. So yes, it's reasonable. And it's reasonable since 75 is close to 80, our estimate. Okay, now round both measurements to estimate the sum or difference. So 252 can round that to 250 minus 150, we can round that. And that will give us 100. And 418, we can round up to 420 plus 570, and that will give us 990. Alright. Now use the read, draw, write process to solve the problem. Miss Diaz walks around her block 1 time. How far does she walk? So I want to add this all together. 230 plus 230 plus 190 plus 190. So we're basically finding the perimeter of the block, of the shape. So we can add these together. This is 460. This is 380. 460 plus 380 is 840. So that means she walks 840 yards. So yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps. And please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps on my channel. See you guys next time. Bye.